Hello traders, Gary Wagner here. Just about 12:45 in Honolulu, 5:45 in New York. It is Thursday, January 25th, 2018, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. A virtual roller coaster ride is the best way to characterize trading activity in both the precious metals as well as the US dollar, with the dollar plunging in early trading and then following a statement by President Trump, recuperating and actually closing up about 0.2%, closing at 89.21. That, of course, devastated the precious metals, with gold closing off by about $9.40. 1346.90, that is basis most active February. You can add $5 to that closing price for April gold. Silver basis March futures 1728, putting it down about 20 cents, and we will cover silver in today's video report. U.S. equities, though, they had a marvelous day again, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average trading up about 140 points at 26,392, and the Standard & Poor's gaining a couple of points at 2839. One of the better ways to characterize today's activity in both gold, silver, and the U.S. dollar would be that of a roller coaster. Wild price swings, as we saw gold pricing at the beginning of the day work off of the momentum built on yesterday's historic move, when we actually saw prices close about $22 higher and trade at a new high for the current calendar year, and that closing price actually exceeding the closing price of the previous year. Today, we saw the market trade much higher. However, during statements made by President Donald Trump in an interview to CNBC, he stated that he favors a strong U.S. dollar, which sent the markets gyrating wildly, as we saw a major reversal occur in the dollar as it began to trade off of the lows and trade higher on the day, and gold, which had been trading at a new record high for the year, began to trade lower. Currently, gold is trading at $1346.80, putting it down about $9.50 on the day, and that is basis the most active contract month. The outer months itself, and specifically I'm talking about the April contract in which we have a position, is currently trading at $1351.80, down $9.60, with a intraday low today of $1346.20. Of course, we did roll our positions over yesterday, taking profits on our February position, closing that trade out, then adding an April long gold, and we also placed a stop at $1345. So although we are certainly not out of the woods yet, the market has moved up off of the lows and is currently trading at $1352, which is a net change on the day of approximately $9.40. However, one of the best ways to really see how statements made by President Trump specifically move the market, we're going to take a look at a couple of short-term charts. The first one being the US dollar index. The timing increment for each candle is set at 1 hour, and as you can see, we had this market trading under pressure for the better part of the day, actually touching on new lows earlier this morning, when immediately following the release of the interview by CNBC, we had a tremendous spike to the upside in the dollar index, actually taking it off the lows and to 89, call it 25 on the highs, before backtracking just a little bit, and current pricing now in the dollar index is at 89. Of course, we could see that in gold, we had the exact opposite reaction, and that is the market had genuinely been moving up over the last day, this being the beginning of the 24th, the beginning of the 25th. Of course, here's where we had the $22 rise. Market traded a little bit lower in overseas trading, then found some solid support at 52, began to trade higher and traded up until a high of 1364, and we can obviously see when that statement was released by President Trump, putting some dramatic downside pressure in gold. However, you can see that the move in gold to the downside is much larger than the upside move in the dollar. What happened was we not only had a weak US dollar get strong and that reversing the price of gold, but market sentiment, at least for the short term, shifted dramatically as we saw traders selling into gold. Which takes us to our current recommendation. We currently have April gold trading at $1351.50. That is the bottom of this red candle on our daily chart. We placed our stop to be just below the lows and open of yesterday's market move, which is here. The low line that you're seeing right here represents the low of the day, which comes in at approximately 1346.20. So we were not stopped out of our trade. However, at the same time, we are only about $6-7 away from that stop, and that to me is rather tight. However, we will maintain our current long position. We will maintain our current stop level. Traders who are looking for a much more long-term move in the market could, in fact, adjust that stop to put it at around 1339, 1340, which puts it below this cluster of candlesticks. However, our stop placement was simply to say that we would stay long as there was not a lower low. And up until this point, there has not been. However, it certainly took many traders, including myself, by surprise that we saw this kind of dramatic sell-off one day following such a dramatic rise. And although we can reference President Trump's statement as the primary instigator of that market move, nonetheless, we do have gold now trading under pressure. And traders, as far as silver goes, as I mentioned yesterday, we did not cover silver, but silver had a tremendous spike to the upside, actually moving up about 4% on the trading day. And what my comments were going to be a serious look at pricing at around 1756, which is the 23% retracement level. We came right up to there, but seemed as though there was a little bit of resistance. A solid move above that price point, if the market had closed higher today, would have triggered some sort of a buy signal in silver. However, the fact that it is backed off, what I can say is we should find support at around 1710. That is the 38% retracement of the market, and we certainly want to see how the dust settles with these new statements being made by the president and the effect that they have had on both gold, silver, precious metals, and specifically the US dollar. It's an interesting world that we live in, when a single statement can move the markets and move the markets with a great extent. Statements made by President Donald Trump today that he prefers a strong dollar, which is in contradiction to what he has said in the past, set the markets on a roller coaster ride as we witnessed real lows, and those lows turn into an incredible rally in the dollar index, actually closing positive on the day, and gold closing negative. Of course, our recommendation is to maintain your current long position as well as maintaining your current stop. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for the weekly wrap-up. Bye-bye.